I'm chatting with some folks from the feature film Beyond the Ocean, which is in dramatic competition here at Sundance. This is the director, Tony Pemberton. These are the three lead actors of the film. This is Dasha Volga, Sage, and Rick Nagel. Now, I saw the film. It's a very interesting film, not only because it's international, right? It takes place in Russia and New York, but also it has a very unconventional, non-Hollywood style. Can you talk about how it feels to have this film like that here at Sundance?
It's like a, I don't know, it's an art, it's like an old-fashioned art film maybe.
It seems very influenced by European filmmaking.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's influenced by European films, by Eastern European films and Russian films.
How is that for an actress to act in not her native language?
Difficult because you have to think about language, you have to stress something, and you have to think about these stresses.
Do you do your preparation in Russian or in English when you're playing your character?
In English.
In English?
Yeah.
That must be tough.
Because it's these languages are totally different, so you cannot like stress some things in Russian.
Right.
Hey, what are you doing in a couple hours? So I'm getting ready to do my show.
Show?
Yeah, you know, my radio show. It's about trip-hop.
Trip-hop? What's this? I don't know. What is this?
Trip-hop. See, trip-hop's like music, right? But it's also life. It's all about the bass. And they put a little bit over the beats, like some psychedelics. It all up, right? But it's the juice flowing out from the underground, subverting mainstream culture. Moms and dads will be singing trip-hop to their sons and daughters. The sons and daughters are going to be singing trip-hop as they sort of trip their way down the street, right? Like little Junior in there is going to be like laying there one day and all of a sudden be here and like...
Now, Sage, you have an interesting background. Tell us about your hip-hop poetry background.
I actually started reading poetry in New York at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and pretty quickly into that I realized that nobody really cares about poetry but poets, and so I started to try and find new venues, new vehicles to take poetry out to people who don't care about poetry at all, and started doing it in clubs and using live DJ and percussion, because the beats took the music from the streets, and that was jazz at the time, and there's nothing worse than people still doing jazz and poetry. Right. It makes my skin crawl. So I started doing trip-hop and hip-hop and drum and bass and old lounge tunes and creating soundscapes so that I could read these pieces, and it was be put in a format that people could access if they didn't really care about poetry.
Rick.
Yeah.
You're very different from your character in the film.
It's true.
You seem very sweet, and the guy is kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah.
And also you speak Russian in the film.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I had
several
Dasha.
phrases, right?
Yeah, there were several phrases, but Dasha would just keep repeating it in my ear. She'd be like, blah, blah, blah. And then Tony would go, go! And I just say it the best I could, however she said it.
Well, you did a good job because you sounded authentic, I think. I mean, I thought you were Russian-American or something.
And he was imitating me several times.
I see.
It's so annoying.
And so how was the experience for you? Did you have a good time making this film?
It was amazing. I mean, I've known Sage in New York for like 5 years. We've been friends for a long time. And so we got to sit on a couch and smoke pot on film and like just talk about stuff. And they flew in this beautiful Russian woman for a love scene. And this madman is orchestrating the whole thing, saying, now do this, now do this. It was incredible.
Another striking thing about the film is the cinematography. It's beautiful. It was shot on 35mm CinemaScope, right?
Yes.
Which is very rare for independent, low-budget films.
It's an anomaly.
How did that happen?
When I started shooting in Russia, the cameraman a Scottish cameraman, Philip Robertson, he had this camera, which was a movie cam copy, Russian camera, and he had the anamorphic lenses, and he said, let's shoot in anamorphic, it'll be so great. It increased, like, we can't shoot in a room like this, we have to shoot in a kind of bigger space. It increased what gets into the frame. And
obviously looking to get a distribution deal.
Yeah.
Any bites?
Interest.
No,
we're to meet some people today, tomorrow.
Well, I hope it happens for you. I mean, the film totally deserves it. It's a beautiful film. And thanks for talking to us. Had a great time. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up? No. Besides, look out for Beyond the Ocean, beautiful film. And you guys were great.
Okay.
Thanks. Party on.
I think independent films, you know, you probably get a better choice of characters sometimes, especially for females. And, you know, you can express any sort of opinions and ideas to the world that you feel studio films are much more conservative.
It's a freezing night here in Park City, but we're standing outside anyway on Main Street with Andrew. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm cold.
Yes,
I'm
it's very
good.
cold. Remember Andrew, he's the guy who has the short film here at Sundance for the first time, and we hear that he's planned this big publicity stunt for tonight.
I want you to all put them on over you. you get your chickenpox? Have you had your chickenpox yet?
Right on the tip of her nose, so she looks like a witch.
Okay, next, step right on up. Yeah, just show me your card.
That's a lot of nice stuff.
All right, Rob. Kind of stick together.
Guys, don't give us the
Air containment, stay away. Oh, it's that pox.
Hot cows! Chicken hot cows!
Hey, I'm here at the party for Adam Films, which is an entertainment and short film distribution company, the biggest one in America. They're throwing a big bash here at Sundance. This is the screening area of the party. They're showing their short films in the background while people drink and mingle and make connections. So let's go, yeah, here they come. They're partying. Let's go check out what's going on down in the party.
I'm delivering some artwork, sitter, 6th floor.
All right.
So what's the deal? This guy butter. Oh, is that so?
Problem is, he just asked for 20 minutes and sits back on the wine. Came up for a cappuccino or something.
That was cold beans, man. He disrespected you.
Yeah, I thought it went well, but, you know,
This was only a Morse check.
Hey, whoa, hold it up. Wait up, hold the door.
I'm sitting here with director Miguel Arteta. He says it much differently than me. How do you say it?
Arteta.
That's beautiful.
You're very close.
Thank you. He directed his first film, Star Maps. Oh, sorry. He directed his first film, Star Maps, that played at Sundance in '97.
That's right.
And did very well. Got picked up for distribution.
Did fantastic.
Yeah,
We were very lucky.
really, really well. And he's back this year with his new feature called Chuck and Buck. And behind us, going on right now, is the official party for the film.
Salute.
He has a drink out. I don't know why.
Yeah, why don't we get you a drink?
Drink. Obviously, the film was very popular. There's a big turnout. Let's talk a little bit about the film. What drew you to that story, wanting to tell that story?
Well, it's a story about obsession and about not letting go of your childhood and about being, you know, misguided and all things that I've gone through. So,
Tell us a little bit about what it's about. Describe it.
it's about two childhood friends, Chuck and Buck, who got separated. One moved away when they were like about 11 years old, and one never kind of got over the other one. They had a very intense romantic relationship when they were kids.
Right.
And so the one that hasn't grown up, it was kind of like a Pee Wee Herman in a, you know, a kind of character. He just decides to go meet his friend Chuck and rekindle this romance.
After you left, I didn't really get into school at all, you know. I didn't like the other kids so much. All the homework and sports just wasn't fun. It's weird you have this office. What are you doing here?
Sign bands and produce and negotiate contracts. It's not all that interesting.
That's funny. That's really funny. Because you remember we used to play games like we were businessmen. Remember we bought all those office supplies? And now you're like really doing it. Is it real now, or is it still like a game?
It's pretty real.
There is a sexual undertone to it.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe it's not even an undertone, maybe it's an overtone.
Well, we were trying to do something different, you know, like Hollywood's shown obsession and also these childish characters before. And we're trying to do something different.
Right.
We're trying to not demonize obsession, first of all. You know, Buck doesn't end up killing anybody, doesn't end up hurting himself.
Right. So one really interesting thing about the film is that it was shot on digital video. I've heard a lot of talk about how that frees you up creatively.
Yeah.
Is that true? Did you find that experience to be true?
It's awesome. The digital revolution is wonderful.
I mean, I had no idea it was shot on video. It looked like film to me. It looks
awesome.
beautiful.
Well, we
Yeah.
did our job.
All right.
We realized, we watched this movie Celebration that was done in digital video, and we realized,
great movie.
yeah, the transfers now are such a high quality that it doesn't make a difference. So the smaller cameras free you to, first of all, shoot a lot more footage and to put the cameras in a lot of different places, just to have a lot more freedom.
And more intimate.
Right.
Yeah.
It creates an intimate environment for the performances.
Cool. All right, well, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Thanks, man.
And good luck with your film. It was a great film, and I wish you luck with it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I think it's a lot more comfortable here. When you're in Los Angeles, it's like, and you go to the premiere, you have to dress up and you know, walk down a red carpet with, you know, cameras and, you know, people interviewing you and stuff. And here it's just a lot more relaxed. Everybody's like in their warm jackets and their furry hats.
It's another cold, snowy night here in Park City, and it's a very big night for Andrew.
Yep.
Because it's his premiere screening of his short film right behind us at the Holiday Village Cinema. A crowd is gathering. How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, because it's not like I have to do anything, but I'm nervous that the film's going to break and it'll be a disaster. But other than that, I'm very excited.
I've heard stories about that happening.
It's happened.
But it won't happen to you.
It won't happen tonight. Knock on wood.
And you'll get to sit, are you going to sit in the theater and watch the film with everybody else?
Yeah.
So you'll get to gauge the reaction, the laughter, and everything.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest here tonight.
We do. One of the actors from the movie.
The star of the movie.
Yep, the star.
Pretty much.
Oh. I believe it is time for Peter to wash the dishes. Oh. I believe it is time for Peter to dry the dishes. Dishes are done.
His name is Shane Lyons. Come in here, Shane. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. How do you feel?
I feel great, huh? I'm very excited.
Are you? Is this your first premiere screening?
For something as big as this, yes, very much so.
Cool. And so, did your whole family come here with you?
My mom and my dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, twice removed. I have a lot of family.
And you're a comedian, too.
Yeah.
So, do you hope to make any connections while you're out here at Sundance?
I plan on to. I was recently talking to an agent.
Oh, yeah? Wow. Did you bring your headshots with you?
I brought a few of my headshots, resume, my portfolio.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time tonight.
Yeah, we will.
I'm a little cold right now.
We will.
How are you guys doing with the coldness?
We're hanging in there.
All right. So, it's really exciting, and we're going to go inside now and watch the film.